Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think he could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
New season, new chaos in college football.
Let's go! Big stage, big opportunity.
This Labor Day weekend, the wildness lives on ABC, ESPN, and the all-new ESPN app.
What a way to start!
Featuring top 10 teams like Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, and LSU, and Bill Belichick's debut at North Carolina.
It's so special when these teams collide.
Don't miss a lineup filled with electric matchups.
Welcome back to college football.
Kickoff week presented by Modelo. Labor Day weekend on ESPN and ABC. Also available to stream on the all-new ESPN app.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Life gets easier with great assists, and State Farm is here to dish one your way. Get in touch over the phone or on the app to get the teammate you need. State Farm with the assist. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Well done. Again, you have become a real broadcast professional when you do choose to speak into the microphone.
Thank you very much.
The Giants have released Tommy DeVito. Sad day for the show. Yeah, sad day for his agent. Also, I saw a quote here from Arch Manning that is, given the size of the game that Arch Manning is about to play, and I don't know, in my recollection off the top of my head, a more anticipated, longer anticipated starting of a college football season prodigy than what Arch Manning is presently headed into. And I don't know if you saw this, he gave exactly the quote that you want to hear if you're a Texas fan. He actually said before this game, which I believe to be one of the most pressurized games a quarterback has ever, I'm going to call it debuted with, even though he's played before, but this is his coming out party. This is, what is Eli Manning and Peyton Manning's nephew? What is he as a quarterback? The quote is perfect, and it's better than any quote that I've ever heard from Peyton or Eli, other than when Peyton called Mike Vanderjagt that idiot kicker during the Pro Bowl, the last Pro Bowl I watched. Here is the quote from Arch Manning. The target's not on our back. We have a red dot on everyone else. Wow. That's a good quote.
Well, Dan, you know that Arch Manning has motion, right? Did you know that?
Explain.
Motion. You know, Greg, you explain it.
He's hoping that this isn't a young person
Greg, let him
thing.
know.
No, it is. It is a young person thing.
No, I don't know what you mean.
That's why I
Okay,
said
motion
explain.
means like he's with it, he's cool, he gets it.
He's not clocking. He's not clocking to him.
It stand on business? Yes, no?
No, I get it now that you explain it. It's a good quote. It's a good quote.
In your
I don't know
day,
if it's the best quote ever.
in your
but-
day, it would have been groovy.
Yeah.
He's groovy.
He's happening.
Happening.
Yeah, he's happening.
So we emerge from pipe down and you're off your rocker to groovy and happening as we continue to grab all the kids on YouTube.
We get the motion then.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Which is the older expression, off your rocker or pipe down? We have to get to the Sueys here. We've got, among the categories today, later in the show, we've got Best Stugotz Dismissal. Is it just Stugotz or is it Best Dismissals?
Well, that actually speaks to everybody else. The way it used to be combined and Stugotz was the star, everybody else stepped up their dismissal game so much that we were able to break them up and now it's Stugotz dismissal, and later in the week, which is loaded, we will have everybody else dismissals.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Okay.
Billy brought it, David Sampson brought it, Greg Cody brought it. That's a great category.
All right, so, but that's not the one we have today.
Stugotz dismissal today, and best revelation is what we're going to play here.
Yeah, we're going to get to best revelation here in a second. But when you talk about the games that we're headed into this weekend, already Fox and Big Noon is getting exactly what they want out of Dave Portnoy and Barstool, because there are reports that Dave Portnoy has been banned from participating in Big Noon Kickoff. It seems that all of this would be orchestrated in order to create noise and controversy. And I believe Portnoy and Barstool will be good about attracting attention and attention of young people to rival Lee Corso's departure on ESPN.
Well, he's not banned from Big Noon, okay? Big Noon starts their normal studio show, and they do like the final segment inside the stadium. He is not being allowed. So
forgive me.
inside the horse
Good correction. Yes, but he's also not banned according to Ohio State's AD, who says, and they've got so many rules. I got in trouble last year, right? Because I sent Ricky to get Lucy into Texas for a game, and there are all sorts of rules of how you get on the field, except at Texas Stadium, Ricky Williams just walks on the field. He's one of the few with that kind of pass, but we got in all sorts of trouble when we did that because there are rules. And so what Ohio State's AD is saying is this is not a ban. It's just if you're not on the set of Big Noon, you're not on the field and you're not allowed. I don't know who's right or what's accurate here. All of it's good, though, for all of the participants involved.
Ohio State may be tipping the hand that Portnoy isn't a part of the closing segment, which, given their history on how they integrated some of the ancillary cast members, I guess that's a fair play. I think that this is marketing strategy to drum up interest, make him seem, again, too hot for the situation. It defies logic that if the Big Ten's biggest broadcast partner wanted Dave Portnoy on the field at that desk, he wouldn't be there. That just is not a thing that would happen given Fox's investment.
Beyond that, one of the things that I was telling you, you mentioned Bill Simmons, but Bill Simmons did have a writing career, and at some point during the last 20 years, at least in part because of how ESPN was doing the journalism of things, having a writing career is something that made you credentialed, if not physically with a credential. You had the credentials to be welcomed on something like a set that's analyzing games. I don't believe a creature like Dave Portnoy has ever existed in the history of these shows. This is how a network that is struggling, but not with that show and not with Saturdays, a network, and not with politics or anywhere else, but a network that is struggling with its sports programming, this is how they get into the game, by trying to do something different. Finally, I've been so frustrated in general with Fox because they're just doing a crappy copy version of whatever has been the norm. So now they're just going to upset everything, and they're just going to create chaos and noise and controversy, and it's going to be something that'll be good for the modern age, at least in part because none of these networks know how to get young people. Paramount Plus, we've been making fun of CBS forever because it's all Murder, She Wrote. They get the UFC because they're like, how do we get young men? We need young men. How do we get them?
Not that I'm super young, but it's working. Like, I am now interested. Obviously I got to see Corso do the last headgear, but I will be flipping back and forth on Saturday. I want to see what it looks like.
I got to the point with game day, and now I think last year was a marked improvement over the previous year, but it kind of felt like game day was a cheap imitation of game day, whereas some of the fixtures, the Rinaldi piece, it felt like Big Noon was building on that. A lot of the producers moved over. The Bear is a part of it. So I was actually going to be totally dialed in on Big Noon because they had the rights to this game, and they would have done it up big, but then the emotional aspect of Lee Corso's final college game day, it's just maybe if I catch him on a commercial break. Otherwise, I'll just be tuned into the social clips, but this is all about Lee Corso for me.
This weekend will especially be interesting because everyone is descending on Columbus. It's Big Noon and it's game day are all there together. Like, who's going to have the bigger crowd? You'd assume it's game day, but still, everyone is going to be there this weekend.
This is a hero. This is a television hero that is getting a proper send-off. They're not waiting to the end of the season. They're giving him the big emotional tribute at the start where it all began.
Did you see some of these clips in the special that ESPN aired the other night? I mean, Herb Street is crying.
Yeah. Herb Street's been crying when talking about Lee for 15 years in fear that this day would come. And I'm happy that Lee Corso, that nothing tragic happened, that this is actually going out on his own terms.
Should we set an over-under on different times Herbie cries on Saturday?
Oh, he's going to be a mess.
4.5?
They're all going to be a mess.
Over-under 4.5.
They all love him so much. It's palpable. That's part of the connective tissue between that show and its audience. It's resonated with an audience, and this includes inside the NBA. In terms of a connection to a crowd, to its television audience, no one has ever topped in sports television what College Game Day has achieved.
The internet has been cruel for a long time and is cruel to old people. So, Dick Vitale gets a lot more negative noise now than he used to get, and Lee Corso does too, because he has struggled with the aging process on air, as anybody could or would at that age, and ESPN has done very little better than the way that they have treated him with care. But when it comes to the coarsening of America and everything that you've seen recently, this is really symbolic that ESPN will get week 1, even though that's a giant game with Arch Manning in the middle of it. But where you see the Rogan sphere getting stronger in places, where you see young men getting stronger in places, symbolically, this is a changing of the guard that Fox is trying to go after and finish that show with, because once you lose the connection of that one thing, right? Because McAfee does a lot of good stuff with the field goals and giving away money, but the one thing of when he puts on the headgear, that's when my football weekend starts. That the noise on the television for 3 hours, it's background noise. It's the way you watch all the Super Bowl pregame stuff. It's just on somewhere in your house, but you're about to descend into no showering for the day because you're watching a whole bunch of football. And I think it's super interesting to see what happens with those numbers over time as Urban Meyer, the dirty one, is over on that show. Dave Portnoy, the dirty one, is over there on that show while ESPN is trying to sell you its past.
Nick Saban, the dirty one, is on that show. I mean, don't sell him short. He's not Urban in terms of like this moral spectrum we've established, but he ain't all good, pal.
He's less dirty. Still dirty.
Urban's dirty, though.
Urban's not getting the commercials.
Because he's dirty. He could get one for detergent. Like, you want to scrub your Jacksonville clean of the laughter?
Urban's like those deck shoes after yard work.
The things that are happening throughout America, you can also feel them in and around sports. And it is going to be worth watching what Fox does when very rarely is any of this stuff worth watching like where we anticipate it. College Game Day is special because it has been that for a long time, but it hasn't had any challengers. Like Stephen A. Smith has been saying we've been number one for 11 years, but I mean, it's like, okay, but you didn't compete against anybody the first 7 years, and then Skip went to a startup, and you have been number one, and you made the time slot matter, but it wasn't really a time slot that was having heavy competition throughout morning television. You're coming after the king when you come after College Game Day, and you're coming after the king with something that's pretty different. And it's hard to make that stuff different because everybody's copying everybody else.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, man. The summer's almost ending, man. I don't like that.
There's no way. There's no way.
I am excited about cooler temperatures, but down here in South Florida, that just means slightly less boiling hot. It's been a pretty incredible summer. We've had a parade down here. We've grown our family down here at Meadowlark Media. A lot of exciting things, a lot of memorable benchmarks, and along the way at almost every step, I've been tailed by that beautiful white can of Miller Lite. Oh, that beautiful white can.
Or the brown bottle.
You can do it on draft.
Draft is crisp.
There's been so many great special times, and each time I've decided to make those special times a Miller time. Whether it's a long weekend like one we got coming up or full-on vacation, it is a perfect time to get the crew back together
This year marks 50 years of Miller Time. 50 years of great taste, great friends, and unforgettable memories. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
At Sierra, you'll always find apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. But right now, it's clearance time, so you can save even more on everything you need to get active and outside. Visit your local Sierra store today.
Don Le Batard. But it's just his titties are sitting on the shelf that is his belly.
Stugotz. He said titties. And it like shocked me a little bit. I wasn't quite prepared for titties.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I wonder if there are going to be any revelations over the course of the weekend. I will be interested in examining all of that. But Greg Cody, did you hear any of the best revelations? I know you did the intros for this, but did you hear any of the actual revelations?
I remember many of them, just because they stand out in my mind. But no, all I did was introduce them.
I feel good about this category, and it's the 2025 Suey Awards presented by Miller Lite. You can cast your vote at LeBatardAF.com. Winners will be announced a week from today, Tuesday, September 7th. Here is Best Revelation.
And now, the Suey nominees for Best Revelation. Dan Le Batard hasn't gotten mail in over a decade.
I've probably gone more than 10 years without getting a piece of mail in
That's
my
not
hands.
true. It's impossible.
No, it's not. In terms of that gets through my wife and it stops before. I haven't gone to a mailbox. I haven't seen a piece of mail in more than 10 years. Wow. I'm not even joking.
Chris Cody uses his kid to get ice cream.
If I want ice cream, I go, Graceland, go tell Mommy we should get ice cream.
That's smart.
Does it work?
Sometimes.
Multiple steps ahead.
Sometimes I get caught. We were walking out of a restaurant the other day, and there was a Cold Stones right there, so I'm like tapping my daughter. I'm like, look, right. And my wife looks back and sees me pointing at the Cold Stones, like, tell Mommy we should go. And then I'm just like, oh, I was stretching my arm.
Can't you just go?
Yeah. It was a school night. It was past 8:30. My wife has this thing past 8:30.
Did you still have homework to do, Chris?
No, but my daughter needs to go to sleep.
David Sampson honored a player on Jewish Heritage Night who wasn't Jewish.
We honored him on Jewish Heritage Day because the last name's Jacob, so you can get away with it. Yeah. But of course, he's not Jewish, but no one needs to know that.
Wait a second.
So he's Jewish.
And you talked about this.
Name.
So wait. Wait.
He had a Jewish name.
Wait.
He whimpers out of the side of his face.
So you talked about this beforehand. Was the assumption made that he was Jewish?
You knew?
You knew that he wasn't.
I knew he put the G in Goyim. Of course I knew he wasn't Jewish.
So that's a fraud on the...
Why'd you go through with that?
That's fraud.
Because when you announce Jewish Heritage Day and like a bobblehead of Mike Jacobs, everyone's like, oh my God, you have a great Jewish player. And we're like, yeah, he's hitting 30 bombs. He's part of our young core. It's a great idea to honor him and to celebrate Jewish Heritage Night.
But he's not.
Oh, I forgot. He goes to church on Sunday.
Tim Kirchin reveals he cheated and his son texted him the answer.
Wait, Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese.
You looked it up. You looked it up. We don't believe you.
He doesn't know how to look it up. I cheated. Jeffrey texted it. This is what you do when you work together. He texted it to me. And then I pretended like I remembered it. My son told me.
You liar! And all this time, I thought you were a better writer than Peter Richmond. This is what you're telling me.
John Skipper and David Sampson reveal their need to be above people during business meetings on the Sporting Class.
When I was at ESPN, I always made sure I had the highest chair.
Wait, in a meeting.
Yeah, see you.
You wanted to
look down upon everybody.
No, I wanted them to have to look up to me.
All of that matters. I would do conversations with players only standing on the top step of the dugout with them in the dugout because I didn't want to go in with the power dynamic of me, or I would do it sitting down on the bench in the dugout. But I wouldn't want to do any sort of serious conversation with the player or with anyone where there is a huge height difference.
It sounds like you were on the top step quite a bit then.
Dan Le Batard reveals his shady monthly doctor appointments.
I have to give blood every couple of months to get my blood tested, and I do it in the alley behind my house. Like that somebody comes over, and because I have to rush to work and get it in the right time, people would drive by and see me in the back of a van, a Suburban actually.
Is heroin the variety of things you're doing?
And I'd be, and they would see me getting a needle to the arm with my arm wrapped. That is a photograph that can be
in a van?
In a Suburban.
What are you talking about?
I like how he's getting out in front of this story. That's smart of him. I like what he just did there. He gets out in front of the photos that are clearly going to drop.
Dude, that Suburban 100% has a heat license plate.
Or a black Miami, University of Miami license
No, or
plate.
Miami-Dade, like student parking decal on it.
Dan Le Batard added an open bar at his funeral to his will. Okay, first of all, is there an open bar at this funeral? Okay, that factors in.
Yep. Do funerals have open bars?
No.
Never.
No.
Well, no, hold on.
No, it's you know.
Do we know this?
Well, I actually, it's funny that you say that because I recently put that in my will as part of estate planning.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yes.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes. Tim Kurchin reveals what he did in Cuba.
But I did go to Cuba and I had a mojito, which I'd never had before.
Whoa!
Wacky.
Yeah.
You made it sexy.
Dan Le Batard never wore a seatbelt until the early 2000s.
I did not start wearing a seatbelt until Derek Thomas was paralyzed in an accident.
Really?
Yes, I'd never worn a seatbelt in my life.
As the driver?
I had never before worn a seatbelt in my life before Derek Thomas was paralyzed in an accident.
What year is that, Dan?
I am shocked
I don't know
right now.
Derek Tom. Yeah, I don't know that
For
story.
the Chiefs, right? He played at Florida State?
Yeah, this would have been
2000.
Yeah, so 22 years ago. Throughout my 20s, I drove without a seatbelt on.
Dan, you telling me you sat in the car and you let it go bing, bing?
No, it didn't do that back then. The technology wasn't there yet.
We hadn't been that advanced yet.
Andrew Santino reveals the car that Jeremy Taché drives.
You know what you are, Taché? You're in the Hyundai world. You're a Hyundai driver. You like Hyundai. And based on your look, I'm going to guess it's that town in down south Arizona. You're a Tucson.
No way!
Hyundai Tucson. It even has a Schitt's Creek sticker on the back of it.
Oh, my God.
David Sampson reveals why he lost Survivor on the first episode.
I was in row 86 on the way to the Philippines for Survivor, and I upgraded myself on the plane. And much to the chagrin of the fellow survivors, I didn't realize at the time, but they ended up holding that against me, that I wasn't willing to sit in a middle seat surrounded by like babies for a 14-hour flight.
You became the target.
You have no people skills. I wonder why they kicked you off the island so quickly. You don't understand community.
You're about to go on a stranded island for 39 days. Like, Jeff, I'd like to upgrade, please. Like, how much do I have to give you for a 10 out here for me and my
You thought
tribe?
you were going to win, and
It's
you
actually
lost
how it
on the plane ride over. You lost.
Dan Le Batard's parents once had sex with him under the bed.
You don't understand the way that you're triggering for me the memory of being under my parents' bed when they were having, well, I didn't know what sex was at the time. The bed was just a rocking.
This is your ultimate core memory. I think this has driven everything about your life.
This is the thing. It's been buried for 50 years.
How long did it last?
I've got no memory. It was very short. But I didn't. That's in retro. I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what they were doing. Why is the bed rocking? I mean, look, for me, it wasn't even discussed. That was in retrospect. At the moment, it was just fear. These are not small people. The bed is rocking. I'm under it.
Mike Ryan sprints into the movie theater for every Mission Impossible movie.
I went to go see Mission Impossible. Now, my tradition is to get out of my car and sprint full speed to the movie theater. I always do that any Mission Impossible movie.
Your tradition.
That is my tradition. For the last 6 movies, I've done that. Go to the theater, get out of my car, full sprint.
Do you videotape it? Like put it on social?
No,
It's
this is just
like a
no. This is just for me.
It's ridiculous. Something ridiculous.
I keep hoping that someone's going to jump in and we can have a nice little moment. Doesn't happen.
David Sampson suffers from night terrors.
I suffer from terrible night terrors, which is when you have nightmares and you basically are screaming in your sleep. And if you happen to be lucky enough to sleep with somebody, you get awoken by someone who is scared and wondering what will happen when they wake you, but you're making noises. And my night terrors, Dan, is I am panting and it's the same one. It's a recurring night terror that I have way too often. There is not a week that goes by that I do not wake up screaming.
Ron McGill reveals the first thing chimps do when attacking.
The reality is, when chimps come at you, one of the first things they do is they try to bite off your genitals.
That's the reality? The first thing a chimp does when it comes up to you is tries to bite off your genitals.
That's how they fight each other. They go right for the genitals. They try to bite them off.
Chris Cody reveals he had a one-eyed Uncle Mike.
Billy yelled at Zaslow, "Point the cork toward you." And I heard Chris Cody say, "My Uncle Mike lost an eye that way."
Did. My Uncle Mike lost his eye opening a champagne bottle. R.I.P. He didn't die from the champagne. He's no longer with us, but he died with one eye. He had a glass eye.
Parties,
he did? It was weird. It didn't look at you. It kind of like looked off to the side.
What color was it? Did it match?
No.
It didn't match
like
the color of
He
his
had blue eyes, and the glass eye tried to be
brown?
blue, but it was just like a different shade of blue. Whoa.
Erlene Cody reveals Greg Cody's homerism.
The first question I would ask you, Erlene, is yes or no, your husband is a fan of the Dolphins?
Yes.
He's so mad at me right now. Yes.
I don't think we have any more questions.
I have plenty of questions.
David Sampson would try to make trades on Thanksgiving to avoid family time.
I used to try to purposely make trades on Thanksgiving so I could get away from the Thanksgiving dinner. And so what I would
That's
do
a heady play, man. I mean,
revelation.
And we did it. And we actually succeeded in completing some transactions right on Thanksgiving Day.
Roy Bellamy picked up his daughter from school in full hockey gear on Mystery Crate.
Roy went, picked up his daughter, and then in full uniform.
No, you didn't,
clearly
Roy.
couldn't have been driving with the skates on.
No.
So
no.
maybe the skates came off, but other than that, did you have the helmet on for the entire drive?
No, it was in my hockey bag. The helmet. No, what happened was a little bit after the show, Anita told me that I had to pick up Claire.
The visual. Is this car line pickup?
No.
You had to get out?
Yes.
I had to get out. I had to walk to the front.
No, Roy, that's not true. Stop. Stop
That is very much true.
Did you put the mask back on so
No.
people wouldn't actually see your face?
No.
Billy Gill reveals he once had cornrows.
I had cornrows once.
Oh, yeah.
It was a summer. Yeah.
And
Shout out to my boy.
Went to the Bahamas.
I did.
Yeah, it was on a cruise.
Honestly, I did sleep with a do-rag tonight.
You have to.
It hurts so much to get it done.
Particularly if your hair is not curly enough to hold onto the cornrows.
You
better put a
especially
do-rag.
have to.
Yeah.
Maybe two of them.
I'm trying to find the picture to send to you guys privately, but that was one of those things that disappeared because I was worried because I'm like, this is going to be appropriation.
Because if you want it to be private, don't send it.
Chris Cody reveals one of his first crushes.
One of my first crushes was Angelica Pickles' mom, Charlotte Pickles.
Jonathan Zaslow texted the arena about an unruly fan.
They have that code that you got to text, right? Text 60555.
Unruly fans.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like
That's not good
silence.
enough.
Do you guys ever send a text? You ever text it?
Never.
I did one time when someone in my section was room for the other team. I text so-and-so room for other team.
Really? They kicked the person out?
Wait, was this?
Why would you tell on somebody rooting for the other team?
To me, that shit was unruly.
Yeah.
Keith Yandle reveals his least favorite athlete of all time.
My least favorite athlete of all time is probably Vijay Singh, and I don't know why.
And what did he do to you, VJ? I mean, harmless VJ Singh. I mean,
I don't know why. He's probably the best guy in the world.
if you gave me a million guesses.
What a weird Vijay Singh, all he did was represent golf himself and his country well, and you hate him for no good reason.
He gave us nothing. He literally gave us nothing. Like, I never even heard him interviewed or anything. And I'm sure he's the best guy. He's probably an unreal family guy.
Dan Levitard reveals he's a sleep farter.
I'm a sleep farter? I was just informed of that the other day to my mortification. And it's after I've eaten in restaurants where they've lied to me about the ingredients. Because I'm like, no dairy, no gluten, I need vegan cheese, I need garlic and no paprika, and I need to make sure there's no turmeric. Yes, just pecans and occasionally some macadamia nuts.
How'd the conversation go when your wife revealed to you that you're a sleep farter?
Embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me.
Jamel Hill has Cher's number.
I have Cher on my phone. Would y'all take Cher?
Cher?
Cher is the most random celebrity.
Hold on. That's a bit. You have Cher on your phone?
I do.
Hold on.
Does she want to partake in an NBA Finals watch
I'm
party?
not even around. I have Cher. Cher and I have texted before.
That's a flex.
Greg Cody says punt whenever watching a punt.
One of my favorite things my dad does watching a football game, anytime there's a punt, as the ball contacts the kicker's foot, he says punt.
He's done it for 30 years.
The only sound where something happening actually is verified by that word, punt.
Chris, tell me more about this. So
how are we just learning?
My
this?
entire life, anytime there's a punt, you have to catch it. It'll say it low, punt.
But wait,
he says that it's the only
is
word.
it on the snap? Is it when the ball meets the foot?
As the ball is being punted.
Punt. It has to be breathy
because he's
like
always
this.
claimed that the word punt actually sounds like what you hear.
So it's
when
onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. A word that sounds like what it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Onomatopoeia.
What?
Nothing. Poppy Levitard reveals that at his age, anything smells good.
At my age, anything smells good.
What?
Whatever that means.
Greg, are you that age yet?
Not quite. I hope to get there.
I have no
Poppy's my hero.
I have no idea what that means.
Well,
at my age,
I cannot be juicy.
Is your dad horny?
I don't know. My father's simply saying that at his age, there are no bad smells. That once you get into 80, that's it. The fact that you're smelling anything.
If I can smell, I'm alive. That's what
right.
it is, baby.
That's the message.
Labor Day savings are happening right now at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? Prep for fall with our wide selection of cordless power tools that make it easy to clear your lawn starting at $79. And once the leaves are clear, keep your yard looking fresh with colorful mums that bloom all season long. Shop Labor Day savings now through September 3rd only at the Home Depot. See select stores for details.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab, LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
The Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University helps you go from, I know the way, to I've arrived with our top 10 ranked online MBA. Gain skills you can learn today and apply tomorrow. Get ready to go from make it happen to made it happen and keep striving. Visit strayer.edu/Jack Welch MBA to learn more. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
Dan Batard.
My wife says this is a sexy voice.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm hard.
Thank you. Wow.
Stugotz.
So am I, actually. I don't know why.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Does a punt sound like the word punt? The thing that's been happening around here that has been dismaying to me recently is the people here have been accusing me publicly of being a liar. And Billy does not believe that I get blood taken in the alley. So just this morning, I sent Billy this video this morning. Good, Billy. You don't believe me that we get blood in the alley? The blood fairy is here. It's gonna look like heroin. I'm getting heroin in the alley here. Just a little update to prove to Billy that it's true.
That must be so expensive.
I'm no less concerned about the situation after the video evidence.
But it's true, at least. You know that it's true.
Well, we never saw the needle in the arm.
That is true, too. Yeah, it's true.
Today, because of how humid it is in South Florida right now, it was leaking because she tried to put the bandage on and it wouldn't stick because of just how hot it is outside with no wind and stuff. You're just going down there and sweating. So the bandage wouldn't stick, so it started leaking out from under the bandage.
Maybe Billy was an outlier there. We always believed that.
That one I believe.
Yeah, no, I knew it was happening. I
Rich
didn't know
people
why.
problem.
Yeah,
it's the mail thing. I don't believe you haven't gotten mail in 10 years.
Rich people shit. It's the award show thing for me.
Award show.
You've watched an award show. I just know it.
Yeah. Someone earlier today said, and I won't betray any confidence, someone earlier said today, Dan's become that friend that just says things.
All of those things I said are true, though. When you say it's not that expensive, actually, it's rather convenient.
What are they doing? Taking blood? Giving you blood? What's the deal with this blood exchange?
They are taking blood so that doctors can look at where my blood is so that I can make sure that I'm healthy because we need money to keep coming in here.
How come no one doubts that you're a sleep farter?
That just seems believable. Just look at me.
It does. I
think, put it on the poll at Batard Show. Can you identify sleep farters just from looking at people?
What if a bus drives by with the blood fairy and fumes get in the needle somehow and they're wow, you have a lot of carbon emissions in your blood.
It's more than that. At 8 a.m. every day, like clockwork, those garbage trucks come through on whatever the days are, Tuesday and Friday. They come through and it is not a healthy thing I am doing. Well, I guess it is a healthy thing. It's not the best place to do it,
Why
obviously.
can't you, hey, Dr. Fairy, just come upstairs. Let's do this, in the living room, whatever, on the counter.
It's just more convenient to get in and out the way that I'm doing it. It's just quicker. I've got to get to other things. So these things are efficient. You guys don't believe the mail thing. The information of the mail gets to me. I just don't. I don't know how to open our mailbox where it is at home. I don't know where the keys are to our mailbox at home.
Tray?
I have no idea where it is.
You don't know how to open a mailbox?
I don't know where the keys to our mailbox are. I don't. What was the third thing that you guys don't believe?
It was the award show.
The award show, for
Everything else is totally believable, and it would be unbelievable if you actually did pick up your own mail.
I'm not alone. I think the majority of our audience probably hasn't watched an award show in 10 years. I think the award show has, the grand majority of people are not watching the award shows. Whatever the numbers are, the dying numbers on award shows, the grand majority of people watching television are not watching the award shows.
Yeah, but you could say half of the country's not watching the Super Bowl. I mean, you're never going to get the audience that you used to have.
When's the last time you saw an award show? When would you say was the last time you sat in front of a television and watched 10 minutes of an award show?
Almost every award show, because my wife is addicted to award shows. So if I'm in the house, the award show will be on.
You're not watching the Grammys, pal?
Aspire to be Greg's level of normal also is not.
I feel like my dad's relationship with award shows is everyone's.
It's in the middle.
It's on.
It's in the middle of February.
I'm with you. Nobody is I have to watch this. But
there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who will watch an award show, but that's just not one. Look, man, there's no appointment viewing anymore other than live sports. There is
award shows. That's the whole point of award shows. That's why they're still a thing.
But you can see them on clips. But a lot of the clips get put out to Dan's point. You'll see all the good stuff online.
Award shows are going the way of late night television. It's just taking a little bit longer.
I care about the Grammys. I'll watch the Country Music Awards. I'm not big on the Emmys or the Golden Globes or anything like that, but my wife, for whatever reason, loves award shows.
I like the red carpet. I'm a sucker for on a Sunday. It's nice Sunday television, getting ready for the work week. Let me just throw on the red carpet. I'm more into the red carpet than I am the actual award show.
That's another thing. You're married. I feel like Valerie would be all over a Grammy Awards or the occasional red carpet.
Nope.
See who Ryan Seacrest is talking to today.
You guys aren't fans of the Glambot?
I like that.
The little thing where the one where you walk your fingernails on the runway.
Oh, I
and they're
love
like,
that.
Oh wow, look at the manicure on this
I don't know
one.
what that means.
I miss Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
I hate the red carpet. I hate the question, who are you wearing?
Really?
That question just grates on my nerves every
Why?
time I hear it. Who are you wearing? How about, I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a dress.
They've changed
Who
it.
am I wearing?
They've changed it to what's the story you're telling?
I've heard that too.
Well, what's the story you're telling with that shirt we talked about for 5 minutes?
It's my disco shirt.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we
Wingers
just did
Cruise.
that. We just did
I
that
know, but
with you.
who am I wearing? Like, I don't know the label on it. Who am I wearing? If you ask me why are you wearing a weird shirt, I'm like, it's my disco shirt.
Yeah, what do we got here?
Don't you love when like a costume becomes part of your regular wardrobe?
Yes.
What is it, Dan?
I do.
100% nylon. It's something called SSLR.
Sears and Roberts.
I think it was Sears and Roebuck.
I know, but my Nana Doogie used to say Sears and Roberts. She was like a Casey Stengel. Before her time, she would mispronounce words and almost get the right word, but instead of Sears and Roebuck, it was Sears and Roberts. God bless her soul. Nana Doogie died way too young. Died of sugar diabetes when she was in her early 60s. I barely remember her.
Available at Walmart.
Seem to be like Hawaiian type shirts and casual wear.
There you go. See, it's a big name in this line.
I don't know if it's a big name.
I wanted to ask you guys this question because a friend of mine told me just yesterday that he is no longer going to Publix because Publix is he's seen them side by side, that if you do the grocery shopping at Walmart, it's half as much right now as it is for the same things at Publix because of everything that's happening with farming, with tariffs, with inflation, with everything else, that you can do your grocery shopping at a Walmart or a Target for half as much as you can in grocery stores that he's saying are now actively gouging, because you could just put the prices next to each other and see that one place can afford to sell it for half as much as the other. Has this been your experience? Obviously, we've all seen what's gone up at the grocery store. I'm guessing all of you have seen like the places where the grocery stores don't have some things that they usually have. And all people, it seems like, are feeling the weight of how prices are changing.
The bigger corporations are under more pressure from the current administration to not have the prices caused by tariffs rolled down to the customer. Also, for big national brands, those price increases take a couple of weeks to take into effect, which is why a lot of economic experts are saying we haven't even felt the full brunt of the economic impact of the tariffs just yet. But a shop like Publix, which is more regional, quicker to increase those prices.
Chris, can you give me a rough estimate for what is your father wearing? What is it? What is the story that he's telling now that we have studied that shirt? And it hasn't been worn a lot, right, Greg?
No, it hasn't. This is probably the third or fourth time I've ever worn it.
The bejeweled buttons are a nice touch.
They are.
The gold encrusted buttons.
No, they're beautiful. I wish they snapped. They look like buttons that would snap. But they do like regular buttons, so that's a little bit of a
You don't have a louder shirt than that, do you? Because it is from the Samson collection.
I have one shirt that's equally loud. It's my horse racing shirt. It's a colorful shirt that has, pictures of horses and finish lines and
wear
in
it to
honor
root on
of
Team Valor?
Comley and Isla Grande. What?
Yeah. Team Valor.
Glad you guys were listening to each other and not talking over
Exactly.
each other. Good job.
Thank you.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.